China's top regulator banned crypto trading and mining, sending Bitcoin tumbling. This is the news on September 25, 2021. Should you be shaken with this news? Look at the market. What the market is doing right now? Yes, you are watching a red candle. Yes, it's on a weekly and you're watching red candles. But before you make any decision, understand this. First, a general stuff. What all are banned in China? Google, YouTube, Facebook, Netflix. You name the successful organizations in the world like Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, Skype, and all, you get that banned in China. So this one news which you are getting now, September 25, 2021, I'm saying the date again and again because keep that in mind. 4 years back, when you are looking at this particular news, September 11, 2017, you actually got this one. Bitcoin drops $500 after more reports China will ban cryptocurrency exchanges. So that's 4 years back. And the drop of $500 is being highlighted like a huge deal. Yes, back then that was a big dip. But looking at the price of this asset right now, do you think $500 movement is a big thing? No, because nowadays you get $2,000, $3,000 fluctuation on a daily basis. So you don't care, right? So just 4 years in between and you're getting that. Now remember, back then you also had another nation coming out and saying we are banning cryptocurrency as well. South Korea bans all new cryptocurrency sales. So what happened after that? Say September 2017 is when you're getting the news from China, Korea, where early adoption of cryptocurrencies were they at that time. So you go back in time and look at this. 2017, September 11, market still went higher. So this is just, remember, this is just Bitcoin price 6x from that point. So if you go on to our asset XRP to just look at what you are eyeing for that particular ride, you are looking from September. So November to December, just after all these banning news came out, you went near to 30x to the upside. Now let me be precise here. Yeah, 17x. So September. Yeah, you got the ban here early September, and you went around 28-30x after that. So if you're in Bitcoin, you're still going to get highs. If you are in altcoins like XRP, you're going to still see massive gains. This is just a basic idea which you get from the market. Now, look at even older news. This is from 2013, right? China bans banks from handling Bitcoin trades. So back then, 2013, it's early days in cryptocurrency and you only had like a big name Bitcoin there. You don't have any other names of other coins. Now look at it. 2013, you are getting this similar time frame, right? Kind of 4 years. So you had 2021, you had 2017, you had 2013. So this 3 cycles, whenever you're going to the upside, you get this news. So if you are digesting this properly, you're going back in time to see, okay, what was happening back then when they were coming out and saying this is going to be banned. Say, if you look at this showing top 10 countries in which Bitcoin is banned, in 2015, before even the actual ride started, you actually see like Bangladesh, Bolivia, China, Ecuador, Iceland, India, Russia, Sweden, other countries coming out and saying we are banning cryptocurrencies. Great for them, right? After years, you can literally say it's great for them because they did that in April 15. You're getting this news by 15th April. So say 2015 April. So now you're looking like, okay, from there, just 2 years, the market went higher. So what is happening in between? If you read through the lines, you get just one simple idea. Yes, some of them are banned around the globe, but they are thriving. So similar view if you are looking at crypto assets like this. Now we are seeing like, okay, each and every time when governments are coming out and saying we are going to ban this product. Now even, you know, India had banned this back in 2017, as I remember, was a similar time frame, September, October. That's when the market popped, right? So keep this in mind. Before every run up, you are getting the government's banning this asset class, and you see the prices going up, So in short term, this is going to be volatile, because, you know, crypto is a market where you have a ton of youngsters trading this market, including us. But those who are short-term leveraged, they're going to be the worst hit. Now, if you go to XRP, then look at the BTC dominance, altcoin market cap and other stuff, you will understand one thing for sure. In your RSI on a daily, yes, it looks a little bit bearish. You had this, you broke below, you came back, you retested, and it's showing like, okay, fine, we haven't been back up. You retested that, and the retest is failing. That's what it looks like on a daily. Now, keep this in mind when you are using these. It's also better for you to use a moving average to get an idea. So on a daily, you're below the moving average, and if you go back in time to see whenever you were below the moving average from 2020, you see that was the opportunity there. Now the percentage of dip differs, but counting on where the price went and where we are right now, it shows a lot of opportunity. Now, okay, step back a little bit, because most of them would be having doubt right now whether we're going to go up, whether we're going to go down, you know, all those stuff. Now we are looking at this on a 3-day. The MACD shows we crossed to the downside. Moving average shows the price broke below that, came back, retested it, and right now the moving average is kind of pushing the price to the downside as a resistance. So if that is the case, that's a little bit bearish in the short term. So what are you eyeing at? What if the price is gonna react badly to all these news? Because it's not only this one from China, you have another one from China, right? The Evergrande, which is like 300 billion default. Right now, it's in a grace period, and I think it was like 30 days grace period. So if they are not able to find liquidity to solve that, which I think 300 billion in liquidity is going to be really hard for them to sort out in the short time. 30 days is short time when you consider such a big amount, right? And it's a real estate guy. I mean, it's a real estate institution which is spread out throughout the world. It may impact nations like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you know, where there is a lot of Chinese investments in real estate, because these are all indirectly or directly connected. So the markets are going to have impacts, that's for sure. But right now, what are we eyeing at? Say you had the previous resistance here, which was also acting as a support resistance zone. So now if you plot that to see where it reaches your long-term trend line, you're like, okay, fine. You're going to look at a range like 0.77, 0.775 to 0.8. If we are rejected from here, that's what we are eyeing, because whenever you're getting rejected, you don't directly go to the downside in one candle. You go slowly with 4 or 5 different candles. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. I know that was a long intro, but the market demanded that. Now, why is all of this happening? Right, China is coming out, it's banning when they have one of the biggest issue which may impact the world. So China recently came up with, you know, the Wuhan coronavirus, which had some kind of issues there. But again, that's now a pain for the world. If this one goes wrong, then this is again going to be another one delivered by China for the world. You know, be happy. Now, why do I say that? My opinion is based on the news like these, where I'm researching and finding out a lot of real estates are being bought up around the globe by Chinese. It's not only Chinese institutions, families and all, mainly it's investors, right? They are investing in investment properties to make up more money. So when you are looking at this, this is not only happening in US, it's not only happening in Canada. Wherever you have a property boom, let it be, Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, and all the other areas, or Auckland, Hamilton, other areas in New Zealand, you are getting this. And right now, when you have such a big trouble, they really want to stop you from moving your liquidity out. And this is one of the biggest issue there. CNBC reports this last year. Report finds 50 billion of cryptocurrency moved out of China, hinting at a capital flight against Beijing rules. Now keep this in mind, that was back in August 2020. Now why am I saying this? Back in August 2020, here you were in the market. You didn't really get huge pump. It was after that most of the currencies, cryptocurrencies, got a ride, right? They did like 5x, 10x, after which they already did 10, 15x. Many did even 1000x, right? So if that's the case, before like 50 billion moved out of China in cryptocurrency before the wave 1 price fluctuation started, how much would have moved out after wave 1? Keep that in mind. That's another reason why they are coming after this. Now, the nature of that country. It's an authoritarian state where you see a lot of issues, but it's like the state knows what's good for you and you do according to what the state says. Now, we are coming to that in even different countries like Australia. You can see that right now. Now, if you are from Australia and you feel differently, you can let me know in the comment section. Now, guys, this is the price action for the 3-day where the MACD, hence like you can go down. You can go down to 0.8 again and then bounce. Why do we say that? Because we have this area where we were getting rejected. We went there, got rejected. We went there, got rejected. Then again, we broke higher. Why? Because the trend was to the upside. This is nothing new here. This is something familiar for all those who have been in this asset from this point. They are noting this is going to the upside. Remember this, after a year, you'll say this guy is repeating what he said, but understand, you don't go after a new thing once you fail in one. If you want to perfect something, you want to do that again and again and again and find where that mistake was. And if we have been here and when we follow this particular trend line for this trend, that's a support. Means it's not that artificial, wooden support kept there so the price comes there and bounce. It's a price for this particular asset where traders or investors believe it's now undervalued, you can buy it. So keep that in mind. If you are plotting, like, you can plot the trend line resistance and its standard deviation. So where you kind of get like, okay, you can plot it like this in one way, or you can plot it like this in another way. So you now have a standard deviation where you can move to the upside, break higher, you can move to the upside, right? So now take those out and clear this. This is clear that the price is coming back on a weekly towards the moving average, and whenever we have came back towards that, we have bounced, came back, bounced. So right now when you're coming back to the moving average, if you are panicking, that's not required. As an investor, your panic emotion should be kept aside. Reiterating the fundamentals of what an investor should think like is really important. Why? Because this is once in a lifetime opportunity which you are looking at. Generational wealth transfer is happening around you. You look at your portfolio. If you have been investing for at least a year, you look at your portfolio, where you started, where you went, how much you corrected down, and what was that like. Say you invested 300,000, you went to 1.5 million, 2 million, then you came back to like 600. That's okay. You started with 300. Then now you're about 1 million. That's great. This is an example. Look at the market and understand that the money is moving. Can you take some of it and keep it with you? That's a huge question. Now, when you know this, that the money is moving around and you just need to find a way to keep that money coming into you, and through you it will move out. But the question is, say for example, 10 comes in, 5 goes out. If you keep 5, That's great. Now, why am I saying this? Because the basic strategy is to look for an asset which is the most hated asset. Now, here we have a asset class which is the most hated by the world right now. Not even 1% of the global population own it. And that's why here in this article from eToroX highlights the role of blockchain networks in global wealth transfer. Then yeah, you have a lot of others which shows great wealth transfer might be happening. And that literally is happening right now, because I personally see the portfolio of a lot of individuals and I can understand where they started a year back, where they are now. Even if you started at 100 or say 10k, you went to 150, you came back to 50, 30, I'm happy for you because you started at 10. Even if you go to traditional assets, you're not getting that. Now, if you're already back towards 100 and your peak was 150, that means you're in an uptrend. Your bottom was 10. You went up, you came back to 30, now you're bouncing, you're near 100. So just do this on your portfolio and understand whether you're attracting money or you're losing. Say you put in 10, it went to 25, then it dropped back to 5, now you're below your actual investment. That's losing money. So when you have an opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity to get that wealth, are you doing it in the right way? Within one asset class, you'll have hated assets with fundamentals and being hated shows you have a lot of opportunity then. Now, technically speaking, you go in and look at an asset on a macro scale and say whether it's going to be an opportunity or not. Now, we've been looking at the weekly charts for a long time. So if we step back on a monthly, this is what you actually see. This one, for those who have time, those who are here for a week or 2-3 months, this may not be beneficial because you are looking at something which is evolving in a way that it shows you it's going to be an opportunity, and at least it's going to give you 16-17x after the breakout from here. So if you consider that point, you are coming all the way up to $30-35, and that can be the top of wave 2. We don't know, but that's a possibility there. We have seen this in many other assets playing out. Now, why do you have to care about that? Because a trend line here shows you are moving in that direction. MACD shows you are still continuing upside. There is no big bearishness here. You are getting similar volatility which you were getting in the past too. So if you have that big tummy to digest these kind of noise in the market, you're going to make it. If you have made that in wave 1, imagine 5 times that in wave 2, because that's the average in the market. And if you can do average, that's great. And if you can do better than average, you are an exceptional investor. And if you are learning on a regular basis, that's what it is required. Because once you have money, what are you going to do with it? You need to know where you are reinvesting, which markets you're going to go in. You need to understand a lot of stuff in investing. And if you need ideas to discuss about different asset class and how things are going, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description. But remember, this is near the end of the month, so if you want to join, you can think about it next month, early next month. That would be better for you in that case. So if you want to look at different assets within this asset class where there is a lot of opportunities turning around, popping out and all, you can definitely have a look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, if you received value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already, because that supports the channel a lot. So I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.